All right, and welcome back to News 8 Morning News Now. I'm Jeremy Wall. Let's get into some morning buzz this morning. Country singer Kelsea Ballerini is the latest musician to have a concert goer throw objects at her on stage. Ballerini was struck in the face when someone threw a bracelet at her during a performance. In footage posted by concert goers, Ballerini is seen flinching mid-song before she stepped onto stage. The singer issued a statement on Instagram saying she is fine. La Crosse police are continuing to investigate the car crash that happened on South Avenue and are asking for the public's help. Police are asking anyone who helped the officers at the scene to contact the police department at the number you see on your screen. Authorities say they will release more information about the crash when it's available. Viterbo University has been awarded a grant to expand training for substance use disorder treatments. The $1.4 million grant will let Viterbo work with current health professionals to provide mental health and substance use disorder services in communities that are underserved. Viterbo plans on using the grant to primarily service rural areas in southwestern Wisconsin. School representatives say this is a huge step forward in helping the community.
I mean, opioid addiction is such a huge concern for our community, and our goal is to really take a systems approach to equip people within our community to help solve those needs.
Viterbo also plans on using the grant to train their own facilities so that instructors can include the training in their curriculum. The grant program is set to last for 5 years. The next biennial state budget is one step closer to reaching the governor's desk. The GOP-controlled Budget Committee's draft made it through the Senate and is expected to pass in the GOP majority assembly. Republicans are celebrating the proposed income tax cut of $3.5 billion. One GOP senator says the proposed tax cut would bring relief to all filers and gets the state closer to a flat tax system. He says 2020 census data shows states with a flat tax convince more people to move there.
I think the message is loud and clear. Wisconsin wants to be competitive. We need to ensure that we have a more competitive tax climate. And so the tax cut that we proposed last night touches every single taxpayer in the state of Wisconsin. So we believe it's a step in the right direction.
Democrats argue the state isn't taking advantage of a record one-time $7 billion surplus, and that to pay for the tax cut, products like UWL's Prairie Springs Science Center and child care become budget casualties. Senator Brad Pfaff says his party agrees with the idea of a tax cut, but not this one.
I do not understand why someone would want to pass a tax reform in the state of Wisconsin in which the top 1% of the tax filers would receive 20% of the benefits.
Once the GOP majority assembly passes the budget, Governor Evers will have about a week to approve, fully veto, or line veto the measure. The worst of politics, that's what the Senate minority leader called a Wednesday night decision by Senate Republicans. After the budget vote, Republican senators said the chamber will decide in the future whether to appoint Wisconsin's top official for another term. Tuesday, the bipartisan Wisconsin Elections Commission deadlocked on formally nominating Megan Wolf for a second 4-year term. Democrats on the commission say the Senate can't vote on a nomination that never got a majority vote. Senate Democrats are unsure what's going to happen in the interim.
The state Senate, plans, we've been told, potentially bring this up this fall.
Last year, the state Supreme Court ruled that a former Scott Walker appointee could stay in his role indefinitely even after his term expired, and he refused to step down. Democrats argue that ruling should allow Wolf to do the same thing and stay on the Elections Commission. Pfaff says he could expect some lawsuits to come out of the vote. With this hazy air, many are finding it difficult to go about their daily lives. Parks across the state have put their events on pause. Mail carriers are also feeling the heat. One of the leaders for the National Association of Letter Carriers in Milwaukee said he is urging carriers to take breaks to rehydrate when they can, and also said he's worried for some of his carriers.
I would be highly concerned for senior carriers, any carriers with any respiratory issues, anybody that has problems, in the breathing department.
Skronek said that he's hopeful the smoke will clear soon, but says if it persists, it could present a long-term issue for carriers going forward.
And just keep in mind that an air quality alert is still in effect for the Coulee region until noon today. So for those of you that may be sensitive to this type of stuff, make sure to limit yourself outside. Try to spend more time inside if you can. Your day planner for today is showing that a mixed clouds and sun will be in the skies here today. A little bit of haze as possible as well, with some of that smoke still ongoing. Highs into those mid to upper 80s and light wind here as well. Chances of rain look pretty much slim to none over these next few days. Unfortunately, we do need it though. However, as we head into next week, it's going to be turning pretty hot. Highs in those low 90s for Monday and Tuesday. Our next best chance of thunderstorms looks like Tuesday and then more so into Wednesday of next week.
So we're looking at great weather for not just Riverfest, but July 4th.
Yeah, we'll have to watch out for a slight chance of storms for July 4th, but I think for the most part it should be okay. Like I said, those better storm chances will be the day after 4th of July on Wednesday, so we'll monitor it.
Well, at least we'll have some sunny days.
Yeah, looking pretty good and hot too.
I'll take the heat. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to News 8 Now this morning. We hope to see you again at noon. Thank you, everyone.